Hello, my friends. I was going to make a video today about something completely different than what this will be, but I've kind of learned on my walk that what I was going to make the video of isn't necessarily going to matter for a lot of different people or for anyone in that matter, and it's not my will or not what I intend to warn the people that is important. It's all people will know Him, as in God, in the end. So my warning is insufficient compared to what His warning has been. If you are still walking and you're still not aware of what is happening in the world and what is being set up in the world, then my warning, which is far less sufficient than God's to warn, will have even less effect and will be actually made for nothing. It's just unprofitable. It's useless. And Jesus himself kind of went through this point whenever he explained to them if they wouldn't believe Moses, then they're not going to believe him either. And thus, if you don't believe in the Lord who is already speaking to you, you're not going to believe what I have to say either. So what I am going to speak about is something that I've learned, and it comes from those types, and it can be people of all different religions, categories. Anyone can do these things. It's a system of legalism, essentially. And the famous quote saying of all of these things is, the devil is in the details. And I've spoken of this before, I believe at some point in time, I don't recall. But it's always something that's on my mind. And whenever I think about the devil being in the details, why do we have that kind of a saying? What is it about that saying that strikes a chord with people? And I tell you, it's particularities. It's driving yourself to the point of madness over looking at something that is completely irrelevant or important to begin with. And this is what the devil leads you to do. So in the world today, we have all these things happening all at the same time. You know, the war and abortion and the politicians and everything else. Free speech, you can lump it all in the same category as being a detail of the world. So you know that's where the devil is. By being in these details, he makes people seek after things that are not profitable for a period of time which is coming, that no matter what the detail is you seek after, can you prevent or stop. And what I mean by this is, whenever we're at the very end of the age, you can have your battles about religion or free speech or abortion or whatever the case is, but tomorrow it's still all going to be gone, making even those relevant battles of the past irrelevant for now. This is the period of time that we live in. They did the same thing in the days of Noah. They would seek after all kind of things of wisdom and everything else, and they didn't realize that till the very moment it happened that there was a flood coming to take them all away. It's what's happening right now. There is a flood coming, a fire, to take the whole world away. Well, they're busy looking and arguing and fighting with each other over details of things that are insignificant compared to this event. What someone will do who is a devil of the detail kind of a teacher, they will put you down path of legalism. They will say, well, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be warning here, you should be warning this, you should be out on the street, you should sell all your things, you should do all these things in order to prepare for that which everybody knows is coming. Creation knows it's coming, but it doesn't want to admit to it. But they will put you on a path of trying to prepare for this as though you can. You can't prepare for it. I can't prepare for it. Nobody can prepare for what's about to come over this world. The only thing we can do is endure it. How does one endure it? We don't. Christ endures it for us. He brings us to safety. It's not a work of us. It's not anything we're going to do or know or understand. It's His works to save us. What we can do is insignificant compared to what He can do. And this is what He will do for us. He will rescue us from that flood of fire which is coming. If only we can believe that that is coming, even though our whole being screams out that it is, we still try to tell ourselves it's not, and that tomorrow will be the same as today. Even though deep down we know that is not true. We're at the very end of the age. There is a great flood of fire about to overtake all of this, and everything we're doing right now is all going to be gone. It's going to be washed away. And where will we be come that flood? Will we be in paradise? Will we be building a tent in New Jerusalem? Or will we be one of those who the fire burns through? I can tell you all kind of different things that I've learned. None of it matters. I could tell you about myself, about how much of a wicked person I was, about how much God changed my life. I could tell you all about those things. I could tell you about how even now I don't come anywhere close to the glory of God. Everything I do, I know is sin that I do it, and I still do things. Thus we have an advocate in Jesus Christ for those things. Those who earnestly seek Him get that advocate on their side. And that, in the end, is the only thing that will matter. Anybody will try to weigh you down with details of these things that you see happening in the world. They're weighing you down with their own guilt, because deep inside of them, they know what's coming, and yet their own sin overcomes them and weighs them down so much that they scream out loud something that doesn't even matter. Do not be carousing and drinking that kind of drink, because that is the drink of destruction. It's a blindness, a naiveness, but an intentional naiveness. They were willfully blind, as God called it in the Old Testament. Being willfully blind to the one detail that matters, that we are at the end of the age, and that there's nothing we're going to do that's going to save us, protect us. There's nowhere we're going to go. There's nothing we're going to stock up as a supply that's going to help. None of it is going to mean anything. It's His works that will save. And who does He work for? Those just like us, like me, people who earnestly seek Him out. It ain't about what we do or don't do or accomplish or don't accomplish. It's about that we desire that He accomplish the works that He set out, that we believe and have faith in. And that He is the one who is coming back to change all of it. All of our prayers are like fruits. They're harvested in heaven. If they're a good fruit, they go with the good fruits. If they're a bad fruit, they get cut out and thrown out. All of these things you see happening in the world towards the side of good, that's the prayers of God's people being answered. But even that is insufficient for what is about to come for God's people. And that all of these things, at His time and His discretion, will be made complete. And the devil that wants to hang you in the details of the everyday things in order that you fall asleep and be swept away, that devil in the details will be destroyed. This kingdom that is coming is for anyone and everyone who will earnestly seek out that which God has poured out over you and turn to it. Recognize it. Look at yourself. Understand your own failures. And ask Him to do what you cannot, which is help, save, rescue you and your family from all of these things deep down inside you know are coming over this earth. God bless.